Let's proceed for JDBC now today. First, understand what is the need of JDBC. Need of JDBC. The data stored in a variable. The data stored in a variable of the application will be vanished or we can call cleared or deleted, removed once the application is completed, or you can call execution is over. Execution is over. What is the data you are storing in a program's variable of the application, that will be removed automatically when the application will be closed, because these variable and application uses the memory of RAM, and RAM is a temporary memory. To solve this problem, collect the data from the variables of the application storing in permanent storage like file and database softwares. These allocates the memory in a permanent memory called hard disk. First, let me go for one example for this. This is Java application, boss. Java application. This Java application uses IO streams, that is called as IO API, java.lang.io APIs. If you decided to use, okay, fine. If you are using Java application to store the data into Java files, Here files you have to use what? java.io.star package. If you decide to store your data into files, then with the help of IO stream you can store. Boss. But one more example, in the case of Java application, if you want to store the data by using database, that Java application responsible to connect with the database and store the information into the database, then you need to write here Java code with the help of JDBC. With the help of JDBC code. With the help of JDBC code. Here we need a database software. What do we need? Database software. Database software may be Oracle or maybe MySQL. This uses JDBC APIs. What is this using? JDBC uses. Here database softwares are like, take an example. But here, what are the APIs you have to use? Which package? java.sql .star, comma, javax.sql .star. And what are the database software, guys? Let me go for Oracle, comma, MySQL, comma, Sybase, and etc. Are you clear now? If you want to store your data permanently, either use files or use databases. In the case of using files, if your Java application want to interact with the file, want to store the data into a file, at that time we have to use IOStream. And that to utilize IOStream into your Java application, you have to work with which API box? java.io.star package. But in the case of JDBC, in the case of Java application trying to interact with the database softwares like MySQL, Oracle, Sybase, or PostgreSQL, in that case, you have to use JDBC APIs. You have to use JDBC APIs to connect with the database. Along with that, you have to use packages in the Java called java.sql.star or javax.sql .star, and the databases like Oracle, MySQL, or PostgreSQL, or you can call Sybase also. Now fine, guys. But in the case of files, to store the data permanently, files are not good, guys. Files are not good. Files are not good as a persistent store. I didn't know what is persistent store. What is the meaning of persistent store or persistent logic? Because of following reasons. Let us know the reasons. What are the following reasons that files are not good? Here, there is no security in the file. There is no security in the file. Next, no query language support. No query language support. Next, not suitable to maintain. Not able to maintain huge amount of data. Update, comma, delete, comma, update, delete operations are difficult to handle. Merging and comparison operation are difficult. Take an example, guys. Your faculty has decided to store your Java marks in a file. He has written one Java application. That Java application uses the Excel sheet. Okay, Excel sheet to store your marks along with the student information, subject-wise marks. That you are aware about the IP address of that server. So what will you do? You can easily open that particular IP address if you know the password of that systems, or if you don't, if by mistake they have made it public, then you can easily access that particular file of the mark sheet. You can modify. There is no security. Also, it does not support any query language. If you want to maintain huge amount of data in a file, okay, then same process is complex. If you decided to update in some particular data, take an example, it is having 1 lakh records in Excel sheet. Then to go to 1 lakh 99,999, what will you do? You scroll down, you'll modify, you'll search, and then update. Similar to the delete also. If you decided to merge and comparison of two values from a particular column, particular rows, this is also complex. Because of this reason, files are not good for storing persistent data. Are you new today? Okay, boss, fine. Note. Okay, boss. To overcome this above problems, use database software as persistent store. These are the limitation over the files. So better what shall we do? We will use the database software. Let me conclude these statements. Use files as persistent store in small scale application because of their small size. For example, where will you use the file? For mobile games or desktop application. Use database software. Here I am using a word called DB. Okay. Use database software as persistence store in medium and large scale project. For example, guys, website, banking application, okay, boss. Now understand the meaning of persistent store. The place or the location where data can be stored, saved and managed permanently is called as persistent store. Files, database softwares, insert, delete, select, update operations performed on persistent stores are called as persistence operations. The logic that is used in our application application to perform persistence operations on persistence store. Persistence store is called as, what is called as, boss? Persistence logic. Are you clear now? What is persistent operations, persistent logics, and persistence store? Let me give one example application for this. Sample application. Let me give some clear idea about what is presentation logics, what is persistent logics, what is business logic. One more logic is there, controller logics, that I'll tell you at last. Here, I want to create one simple application which reads, write, or inserts, delete, and update student number, student name, or student information on a persistent store. By using this simple applications, I will let you come to know what is the meaning of persistent logic, what is the meaning of business logic, what is the meaning of presentation logic. Read student number, comma, student name, values from keyboard. This logic is called as, okay, let me give the logic name later on. First, let me give the steps. Read marks 1, comma, marks 2. Read marks 1, comma, marks 2, comma, marks 3 of different subject marks, values from the database. Calculates total and percentage. Generate rank. Generate the rank of the student. So there are some of the operations in a simple application. Insert student number, comma, student name, comma, total marks, comma, average or percentage, comma, rank details, in database table. Display student details along with result. So these are some of the operation, guys. I want to read student number, student name, values from the keyboard. So this logic, this operation will come in a presentation logic. Next, read marks 1, marks 2, marks 3 values from the database. This operation is called as what? Persistence logic. Calculate the total average, generate the rank. These two are called as business logic. Here also business logic, boss. Insert student number, student name, total marks, percentage, rank details in a database. This logic is called as what? Persistence logic. Display student detail along with the result. This logic is called what? Presentation logic. Are you clear now? Okay, boss. Fine. Or by using this example, you might have understood which logic belongs to which operations. Understood this one? What are the operations you are performing on the database? These are called as persistence logic. Maybe insertion, deletion, updation, modification. Okay. What are the logics that are writing for the displaying of data in front of user? Whatever the operation comes into the picture onto the monitor, that logic is called as what? Presentation logic. And calculation done or manipulation done on the Java classes, this logic is called as what? Business logic. One more logic, control logic, that we'll see later on. The logic which provides, next, the logic which provides user interface to the end user, here the end user is nothing but a operator of the project, operator of the software or project you can call, is called as which logic, boss? Which logic? Presentation logic. Here presentation logic, end user uses this user interface supplied and gives the result given by, which is given by whom? Given by the application. The main logic of the application, that generate results through calculation is called as which logic, was? Business, or also called as service logic. Are you clear, guys? Already I already explained about persistent logic. Which one? This one. The logic that is used in our application to perform persistent operations like insert, comma, update, comma, select or delete. Curl operation: create, update, delete, insert. Java application uses IO streams based persistence logic to link or talk with files. Java application uses JDBC, comma, Hibernate or JTA, etc. Java and JDBC based on persistent logic to interact to interact with database software. IO stream is useful for files, whereas JDBC, Hibernate, JTA, and some other other frameworks and technologies are there. If you want to interact with the databases, you need to use JDBC, Hibernate, and JTA, or JTA, not Jet and JTA. Persistence or persistent operation. Persistence operation are also called as CURD, CURD, CRUD, CRUD, or SCUD. What is the meaning of CURD, guys? C belongs to create or insert. These are the software industry terminologies, guys. They will use for whatever the operation you are performing. They won't call for create, insert, update. They will simply call for the persistent operations are CURD or CRUD. Okay. Update. Next. Read. Or you can call select. Next. Delete. Are you getting, guys? One more terminology here. SCUD. Same you can apply by yourself. Select, create, update, delete. Select, create, update, delete for CURD. Let me go for device driver. What is the meaning of device driver? What is the meaning of device driver? Device drivers are bridge between operating system and peripherals peripheral devices that are connected to computers. What is the use of device drivers? If you want to interact those peripheral devices with your operating systems, what do you need? Drivers, na? Device drivers. If you want to interact with the sound or the mic, what do you need? Sound driver, na? So here also, what is the meaning of JDBC driver, guys? Now pay attention. JDBC driver is a bridge between. What is the meaning of bridge? It's a communication channel, na? If you want to communicate two places from the river, and then a bridge, na? So here also a bridge. JDBC driver is a bridge between Java application and database software. It converts Java calls to database calls and vice versa. Do you understand what is JDBC, boss? What is the need of JDBC now? Okay, fine. Let me draw one diagram for this that you can understand. Yeah. I am having one client machine and one server machine, guys. On the client machine, having one Java application. Okay. This is my one big one environment. One environment contain one client machine. This is my client machine, and this is my server machine. Don't bother about the size, the way I am drawing. Just think about the logics. Okay. Here, a Java application contains, client machine contains one Java application. Also, it contains JDBC drivers. Server application contains one database server. What it contains most? One database server is my database server. I think diagram is somewhat matching. Okay. Okay, boss. Fine. Here is my network. These two are connecting from the remote places. This is my small network. Okay. Fine. Let me rename. Here I am writing my Java application code. Where? In the Java application is my Java application code here. And here, okay, fine. Let me draw some of the lines from here to here. Fine, boss. How this transaction will proceed? Okay, boss. This is the diagram I am showing to here for the Java application with JDBC driver to the database machines, and these two are available in where? These two are available in where? On the network. This is my client machine, boss. Client machine. This is what my server machine. Server machine. This is what, boss? Java application. This is what, boss? These are the JDBC driver. This is what? Network. What is here? Oh, this is the any database. Take an example. I am going for Oracle database software. Oracle database software, which is installed on the server. Server is nothing but a simple machine, guys, which is having high computing capabilities. Fine, boss. Here I am writing what? A persistent logic. What I am writing in the Java application may be visible to you or not, I don't know. Let me write this separately. So, PERSISTENC, persistence logic. In bracket, JDBC code. JDBC code. Fine, boss. Here, what should I mention here? Here is my JDBC driver. JDBC driver for this is JDBC driver, but this driver specifically for what? For Oracle only, because I am giving example for what? Oracle. This is network. This is what is called as. Let me give the name here. This is network. Why the control is moving to here? Network. Okay, was fine. And this is the example for. This is same example. This is the example for how your Java application interact with the databases. In the client machine, I have written one Java application which contains persistent logics with the help of JDBC code. This JDBC code uses the help of JDBC driver. This driver will link with the whatever information I configured in the DSN. It will travel over the networks, approach to the server machines. What is the query I have fired? It will execute here. You will get the results over the networks and again reconnect with the JDBC drivers, and finally you will get the result, guys. The same diagrams I can form for MySQL also. Just on the server machine, what I am changing here? MySQL driver. Then what you need to change here? JDBC driver for MySQL. Are you getting? We can write the same statement. Those who are drawing this diagram, those who want to draw these diagrams. The above diagram is similar for MySQL except MySQL software and MySQL drivers. Are you clear, guys? Let me have one more example for this. For boss, for girls. Fine, boss. Let me give one more example for non-Java applications. For no, the last one was Java application, na? Let me give one more example for non-Java application. Here, I am having a client machine. This is my client machine, boss. This is my server machine. And here, what I am writing here, I have to write for non-Java application. The non-Java application may be .NET or VB or D2K or any other application, boss, other than the Java applications. Here I need ODBC driver. Here I want one database software to be installed on server machine. This is my database software is installed. This is my Oracle database software. Let me draw the network also. This is my network. Let me rename all the control components which I mentioned here. Oh, I forget to draw the arrow lines. What I need arrow. Again I need arrow. Again I need arrow. Again I need reverse arrow. Again I need reverse arrow. Again I need what? Reverse arrows. Now let me rename all the configurations. Okay, boss. This is which machine, boss? This is my client machine. This is which machine, boss? Server machine. This is non-Java application. This is non-Java application. This is my Oracle database software installed. Here for system logic. Here is the network. This is the Oracle database software. Here non-Java application want to interact with Oracle database software. What they have to do? They have to work with the ODBC driver. ODBC driver for Oracle. ODBC driver for Oracle. Fine, boss. Here what are the non-Java application? Maybe VB, D2K, or you can take for .NET. Okay, boss. Any other applications? If non-Java application want to interact with the Oracle database, what they have to use? They have to use ODBC driver for Oracle, not Java driver for Oracle. Are you getting? So they should have their own drivers to interact with Oracle database software. If VB application want to interact with the MySQL database software, then this VB application should have ODBC driver for MySQL software. Are you getting? This is the example. This is the example of non-Java application. Non-Java application uses ODBC driver to interact with with database software. Okay, boss, fine. What? Boss want to draw. Question. All software technologies based application are using ODBC driver. Then why Java application looking for separate JDBC driver? The answer for this, ODBC drivers are developed in C language utilizing the pointer concept. By utilizing the pointer concept, since Java does not support the pointers, so that Java application cannot use which driver, boss? ODBC driver, but they can use which driver? JDBC drivers to interact with database software. One more thing keep in your mind, guys. JDBC is not a installable software. It's not an installable, but it's a what it is? It is a software technology. It is a software technology. JDBC is open source. It is a open source. It is a open source software specification. It is a software specification given by Sun Microsystem having set of rules and guidelines to develop JDBC drivers for various database softwares. What does this mean? It's an open source software specifications. which is given by Sun Microsystem. I to agree, but it is providing only rules and guidelines how to create the drivers for to interact with the Java application, but it does not tell to you how to implement. It does not give you total implementation of the set of rules and guidelines. Take an example, guys. One more example. I created one new tomorrow database software, that is boss database, like Oracle database, mysql. One more database I created, boss database. I want to interact Java application with the boss database. Are you getting? Then what do I have to do? It's open source technology. This driver contains, like in the package called java.sql.connection, java.sql.start. This package contains some of the predefined abstract classes and interfaces. What we have to do? We have to write our own drivers. Open source, na? We have to write our own drivers by following or by given the rules and regulation which is available in the abstract classes and interfaces of java.sql package as well as javax.sql package. Are you getting? Like this, tomorrow anyone will come, they will develop their own drivers by using those interfaces and classes. What is the purpose of interface, boss? Interface provides abstract methods, na? So what it contains only? Interface methods tells to you what to do, but not how to do. What is the meaning of that signature? Method signature. This method contains so and so parameter. This method return type is this one only. What you have to do? You have to implement my particular interface, or you have to extend my particular abstract class and override those methods in your class. Write the business logics as per your requirement to connect with your database software. Are you getting? Sun Microsystem haven't given any fully defined methods, any fully defined logics to interact with the various databases. Tomorrow 1000 databases will come, so Sun Microsystem should have to provide 1000 database drivers. Huh? Are you getting what I mean to say? They are given the rules and regulation. Call particular interface on the class, appropriate subclass will generate the database driver class object. Have you heard this statement somewhere? Okay, I'll prove this one. Not to worry. Next question. What is ODBC? What is ODBC? Guys, don't give the full form. It's an open software specification. It's an open software specification given by X-Open company having set of rules and guidelines. There are rules and guidelines to develop ODBC drivers for database softwares. What is the meaning of ODBC, guys? C# has given their own rules. PHP has given their own rules. D2K has given their own rules. Are you getting? But these are proprietaries, na? So these rules, they will develop and they will develop their own logic. But in the case of Java, they are given only rules and regulations. But they haven't given any implementation for that logic, guys, for those methods. It's somewhat hard to understand, hard to capture, guys. But initial phase you will come to know. Not initial phase, in the middle phase of JDBC. So for .NET drivers, Microsoft will provide the rules and regulation. They will only develop the database drivers. If I develop, definitely Microsoft people will claim on me. Why you develop my database softwares? Why develop my database driver software? Are you getting? So why I call as, this is just general definitions. This is not any bookish definition, guys. Here I call as X open company, not any company name. Okay, means a company specific drivers and company specific databases. But in the case of Java, Java is open source, na? So they will provide the rules and regulation. One thing is keep in mind, all technologies provides only rules and regulations. Some third party companies will develop its implemented class objects, implemented classes. Are you getting? Apache Tomcat. Huh? Do you think so? It's a product of Oracle or Sun Microsystem? It's a web server, na? Yes. For whom? For whom? For Java web applications? Huh? So, do you think so that Tomcat is developed by Oracle Corporation or Sun Microsystem? Not, no, no. So, servlet web application APIs contains all the rules and regulations. Tomcat has captured those rules and regulations and they are given the implementation for Tomcat server, for WebLogic server, for Glassfish server. Are you getting? All technologies in the Java contains only rules and regulations. One thing is keep your mind. You have to work with the rules, those rules and regulations by using abstract classes and interfaces. Use third-party jars, not Sun Microsoft supplied jars. Not Sun supplied jars. Use third-party jars in your applications and have the work done. Though jar contains some third-party supplied fully implemented concrete classes. What is the meaning of concrete class, guys? Fully defined class is called as what? Concrete class. Where the abstract class is partially defined class. Where the interface is fully undefined methods. Are you getting? So these rules and regulations in the form of abstract classes and interfaces, na? Only method signature contains. Interface contains only fully abstract methods, means those methods will tell you what to do, but those methods won't give you proper implementation in the case of how to do. Are you getting? Samajhte kya? Somewhat easy to grab, guys, but you have to digest at any cost. Fine. Let me give you the difference between programming language and software technology. Tomorrow I will teach how to create some drivers. A simple example, sample code, not proper code. A sample snippets. Then you will come to know, oh, these drivers are not developed by Sun Microsystems. For the temporary case, I will create my own company, demo company. The demo company will create some sample connections, sample database classes. Okay? A sample snippet, not fully defined logic. Guys, anyone can tell me the difference between programming language and software technology? Question. The interviewer may ask the question like, what is the difference between programming language and software technology? Programming language is a direct software. Programming language is a direct software with the minimum facilities to develop applications directly. Whereas, take an example for this. Let me give for example C, C++, Java. Okay, boss. Fine. Software technology software technology is a software specifications is a software specifications having set of rules and guidelines to develop softwares. We cannot work with software technology directly, but we can work with the software given by or developed by based on software technologies. For example, JDBC, servlets, JSPs, etc. Writing Java code, writing JDBC code in our application, is nothing but working with JDBC driver. What is the difference between open software specification and proprietary software specification? Software specification are of two types. First is open source and second is proprietary. In the case of open software specification, is free to be used by any vendor company to develop softwares. That means any vendor company can develop the software based on open specification. For example, JDBC, ODBC, servlets. Okay, boss. Proprietary software is specific to one vendor company. Proprietary software specification Proprietary software is a specification. Proprietary software specification is specific to one company it's specific to one company and only that company only that company only that company that vendor company is called properly that vendor company is allowed to develop the software based on this application, this specification. For example, .NET specifications. Now you will come to know why JDBC is a open source software specifications. In JDBC, there is no abstract classes. The interview may ask the question like this: which abstract class you have used in JDBC? Tell me. So what will you give the answer? There is no abstract class in JDBC. It contains only interfaces and concrete classes. Are you getting, guys? Now let's come here. What is software specification, rules and regulations and guidelines? Software specification supplies API representation, rules and guidelines. Here, rules are the methods. Here, rules are the methods from where? Interfaces. Rules are the methods developed. Rules are the methods developed or declared in abstract classes. Here, guidelines. Here, guidelines are concrete classes and interfaces of java.sql and javax.sql packages. Are you clear, guys? You understood what is the meaning of rule and what is the meaning of guidelines? What are the methods are there? These methods will tell you in the form of rules in the case of interfaces. First, let me give you some pictorial diagram. Java.sql, what are the interfaces and what are the classes? Java.sql package. From the Java.sql package, let me first, we can draw like a tree, but here I cannot draw the tree, guys. First, let me describe what are the classes. Device driver. Next, date, comma, time, comma, type, data type. This is the type. Let me know interfaces, connection, next result set, next statement, next prepared statement, prepared statement, next callable statement. Okay boss, these are from java.sql package. You can draw like a tree from one side classes, one side interfaces. Okay. Next, let me go for javax.sql package. Here, java.sql package, the classes row set event and interfaces data source and one more row set. You can draw a tree from both sides and you can write. Okay boss. The methods declared in interfaces and abstract classes the method declared in interfaces and abstract classes of above two packages. What are the two packages boss? Java.sql and javax.sql. About two packages together called as rules and rules of JDBC specification. Concrete methods of about two classes. Concrete methods of, sorry, not classes, packages. Concrete methods of about two packages supplied classes, comma, abstract classes are called as guidelines of JDBC specification. Developing JDBC driver is not the responsibility of programmer is not responsible programmer. That will be done by vendor companies. That will be done by vendor companies, but programmer is responsible for to use a JDBC driver, responsible for to use JDBC driver. It's too big point. I have to cover tomorrow or today. Okay, boss. Fine. Let me have this introduction about this. Now I'm going for how the third-party vendor companies provide the drivers to the real world. Okay. We can expect JDBC drivers from three parties. Three parties nothing but either vendor, proprietary vendor, same vendor who is providing Java only, like Sun Microsystem, or database vendor, or other than Sun Microsystem and database, third party. Are you getting? First one, Sun Microsystem. I'm writing in short, guys. You can write in full. Database vendor, and third one, third party vendor. Okay, boss. Note, write one note, boys. It's always recommended to use database vendor supplied JDBC driver. Generally, one vendor can give JDBC driver for multiple database softwares. One vendor can provide JDBC driver for multiple database softwares. We can expect ODBC drivers from three parties. First, Xopen company for ODBC, guys. For ODBC. Database vendor. Third party supplied vendor. In JDBC API packages, so many interfaces are there. Implementation of these interfaces is not the responsibility of vendor company to develop to develop JDBC driver. One of the most important point, guys, understanding, just for understanding only, not for interview, understanding the process of developing softwares based on software specification by our own Anyways, example, okay boss.